Hello everyone, it's your girl Cammy at Large. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about law school, letters of recommendation, LOR so to speak. I'm going to try to keep these videos under, I want to say 6-7 minutes. I'm going to try to. Hopefully I won't go over this time, but I'm going to try to make the content a little bit more quicker so you guys are getting information quicker. So yeah, I'll be looking down. My notes are right here. You guys already know, like I have like a notepad that I keep here. And sorry the air. We just moved. These past weeks have just been crazy. But yeah, we figured we move closer to the law school I'll be attending in the fall. But yeah, it's freezing in here, so I have my sweater on because it's just cold. But yeah, was there anything else? Yeah, I'm going to try to keep it under 6-7 minutes. So LORs. Aside from GPA and LSAT, LORs are probably the most important. They can make or break your application. So you want to take your time with this. You want to make sure it's right. So I'm going to say about a year out, you should be trying to gather who you want to write these recommendation letters. LSAT makes it pretty, the website makes it pretty easy. You go on there, you'll print out a form. You can either print or send it by email. You'll print out a form, pretty much right in, you'll have to type up all the information of the person who you want to do it, print out the form, hand it to them, and there's a link that they go on and they type your recommendation. They'll upload your recommendation letter, or they can mail it in with that printed out version. And they do it in a way that's like, I'm not sure if anyone else has did it a different way. But I think you have to waive your right to look at your recommendation letter. I guess that's their way of making it as ethical as possible. Make sure there's no funny business with the LORs. I'm not sure how that works. I have never, I didn't opt in to not waive. So if anyone did, maybe you can give a little insight, comment down below, let me know. Let us all know if there is an option to not waive it. I think there is an option to not waive it, but I've never. Yeah, so if you can speak to that, please do comment down below. But yeah, a year out, and to start getting those contacts together and reaching out to those people. 6 months, in my opinion, is too late, only because you're on someone else's time. Anything could happen, and you want to, in the event that somebody can't do it, you want to be able to write a new one or get someone else. So that time is like kind of like a buffer window for you, and it definitely comes through. For me, I had someone who had promised to write a recommendation letter for me, and they never did. Weeks after weeks, I went up to them, hey, is everything okay? Are you still writing the recommendation letter? And no, I think they just completely forgot about it. So me personally, I've personally dealt with that, so which is why I bring that up. It's make sure, you know what I mean, a year out, you trust me on this. A year out is definitely what you want to, when you want to start getting those things together. Next thing is who. It could be, you could have the best person do your LOR. They could be a senior partner, senior attorney at a law firm. Maybe they own a law firm. Your cousin, did this, or somebody who's high up somewhere. If this person can't speak to who you are as a person, they're doing you a disservice. What I did, I pretty much, had my resume, and I know military, we have evals, I attached that, and pretty much I jotted down things that I wanted them to talk about, like, hey, talk about this, talk about, what kind of experiences we've had maybe, or stuff like that, general sense. You definitely want to refrain from having them talk about you like a robot, so to speak. Or I know a lot of people who write recommendation letters a lot, like especially law school. Like maybe there's somebody, like one of the teachers I had, she's a lawyer. She was like an adjunct professor, and she did like a template. You know what I mean? So she was just like, yeah, just send it out, and I didn't want that. I'm like, can you so I kind of have my resume, like I said, write down things you want to talk about, kind of refrain from that robotic speech, so so to speak, that those admission counselors, they can pick up on that stuff, you know. So you definitely want to tell them, you know what I mean, what you want, you know what I mean. It kind of gives you a little bit more control over what they can say, even though you can't see it. It definitely will give you a little bit more peace of mind doing that. Another thing I want to bring up as far as LORs, some schools have time restrictions. It's definitely important. If any of you are in the same situation as mine, I kind of took a detour from college and joined the military. So I was 4 years out of college. So some of those schools won't accept that, you know, that some of them 2 years, you know, they want them, you know, they won't accept them 2 years out. You know what I mean? 4 years out. One school I visited, they on the website, it didn't have any guidelines as far as time restrictions. The error just went out. It goes on and off. But yeah, time restrictions, and it had nothing on the website. But when I went to go do the tour of the school, they were like, yeah, we don't accept letters of recommendation 4 years out. So make sure you call the school. If any of you are in the same situation as mine, call the school. If you do a tour of the school, make sure you're asking those questions as far as time frame. And another thing, so to speak, make sure you keep in contact. If any of you are planning on, maybe you're not going to law school right away, maybe you're planning on it, but not right now. Make sure you keep in touch with those professors, you know, with those people who you want to write the recommendation letter. Keep in contact with those people because you might need them. I know me, I had to reach out to, you know, someone to rewrite a recommendation letter because, like I said, one of the schools that I applied to had time restrictions. So I just had them I reached out to them to rewrite one. And I make sure you guys are in good standing with these people. If you failed the class, you know what I mean? And it's not, I don't want to say don't do it, but I mean, it just makes it awkward, you know, when you weren't in good standing in the class and you're reaching out to this person. Because when you reach out to people, maybe not, like it's been a long time, even if this is your first time, and you're reaching out to them and you weren't a good student, it's kind of awkward. So you want to make sure you were in good standing in that class. I reached out, you can say this, like, you know, I pretty much reached out to one of the professors. Hey, I was in this class. What was it? I forget the class. I was like in 3 of her classes. I named the class, I took this, I got in all your classes, I received the B or higher. And I definitely believe I was a stellar student in your class. And I mean, I can assure you that I was I loved your class, you know, butter them up a little bit. And then, yeah, you want to kind of, you know, give them reason to give you a good recommendation letter. It's almost like, yeah, I feel like I deserve one because I received A's in your class. I did well. So that's pretty much stating your claim. Like, hey, but yeah, I think as far as LORs go, I'm just going to review, make sure you keep in contact with those, with people who you want. Make sure you know who you want to send out your LORs and make sure they can speak to who you are as a person. And yeah, time frame about a year out. Make sure you stay on top of the people who are making your recommendation letters, because sometimes, you know, they forget. If it's not important to you, it's not important to them. So, sorry, I know we ran over a little bit. I'm starting to cough a lot. But yeah, hopefully that was everything. If I missed anything or if there was any misinformation, please comment down below and I'll address it in a later video. But yeah, it's your girl Kami at Large. Oh my God. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. You guys have a good one.